Um, I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about probably one of the most bizarre things I've seen in a long time. Actually, you know what? Nope, I take that back. I actually did a video earlier today about how a mother basically showed no emotion whatsoever when she found out that her adoptive son was killed during a gang shooting. In fact, she went as far as to throw up gang signs and act like it was just a normal day when finding out that her adoptive son was killed. Again, probably one of the most bizarre / insane things I've ever seen in my life, okay? If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It is definitely worth it. So Kamala Harris here is continuing, right, this trend that I'm saying of extremely bizarre things on the internet, as she was hosting this meeting with disability rights leaders in which they were going to discuss the topic of Roe v. Wade. And the way that Kamala and these disability rights leaders introduced themselves went viral on the internet because, again, they were doing it in the most bizarre way possible. Take a look.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. I am Rohini Koselu. I will be moderating the conversation. Domestic Policy Advisor to the Vice President. My pronouns are she, her. First, we'll hear from Maria Town, President and CEO of the American Association of People with Disabilities.
Thank you, Rohini, and thank you, Madam Vice President. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a white woman with long brown hair. I'm wearing a red dress, and I'm wearing a see-through mask so you can see my red lips.
I am a black woman with curly hair, and I am wearing a vintage black and floral dress.
The space to have this critical conversation. I'm a Latina with blonde highlighted hair, and I'm wearing a gray blazer over a black sheath dress.
I'm Sam Crane. I am a white woman with short red hair and a black dress. I'm also legal director of Quality Trust for Individuals with Disabilities, and I also serve on the advisory board of the National Center for Pregnancy and Disability Research.
Yeah, so when I initially saw that, right, I was like, oh God, is Kamala Harris high again, okay? Did she hit the blunt before going into this meeting again? Was she drinking the bong water, okay? Because not only did she introduce herself with her pronouns and describe the way she looks, she also had one of her patented word salad moments as well.
And the act of the United States Supreme Court to take away a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America will impact a lot of people and differently in some situations. And we need to be responsive to these issues and also lift up the voices of all people who will be impacted in the way that they will be impacted. So that's why we are convened today. And I will add a couple of points in terms of the direct impact that we anticipate there will be from the Dobbs decision.
Now, again, when I first saw that, right, on the internet, I was like, okay, you know, Kamala is just high again, right? But then once I actually looked into this meeting and what it was about, I quickly realized it's not that Kamala's high, she's just woke, right? She's just trying to woke virtue signal. However, that is not stopping some progressive commentators for trying to attack conservatives in the Republican Party for essentially mocking Kamala Harris for trying to be woke. As they're trying to say that, well, she's doing this, she's using her pronouns, okay, and describing how she looks because they're using descriptive language for visually impaired people. Now, here's my issue with this. This would make sense if this is what they did every single time they had a meeting, right? Like, every single time they have a meeting, right? Every single time there's a White House broadcast, they always have the person in the corner doing sign language, right? In which they are trying to help people who are hearing impaired. Okay, so the hearing impaired get helped, right? And we help facilitate them understanding almost every single time there's a broadcast from the White House. However, we never hear them actually describe how they look for the visually impaired. So don't sit here and try to tell me, well, it's about the visually impaired because they're meeting with disability rights leaders. No, that's not what it's about. What it's about is Kamala Harris trying to be woke. That's what it is. Because most of those leaders, not only were they leaders for disability rights, but they were leaders for woke movements and woke agendas, okay? We're talking about things that have to do with LGBTQ and all types of other stuff, okay? That is what they're leaders of. And it's not like that was something that they were required to do or something they even planned on doing during that meeting, right? Because if you watch the whole clip, not all of them introduced themselves that way, okay? Only Kamala and the person that was with her and just a select few of them at that table decided to introduce themselves that way. So to me, that signals that Kamala and her team decided that we're going to come in here and introduce ourselves in the wokest way possible, right? And maybe other people will follow along. Maybe they won't, okay? Some people did, some people didn't. So it's not one of those things that they all agreed that it was going to do beforehand, except Kamala Harris and her specific team of people. So Kamala Harris, again, was trying to flex in front of them by stating her pronouns and having others state their pronouns during this meeting. And this is why, once again, Kamala Harris is an embarrassment. Joe Biden is an embarrassment. The Biden administration is an embarrassment as a whole. This country has become an embarrassment on the world stage. And this is why we can't solve any real problems. Because if these people put just as much effort into trying to solve inflation, gas prices, the border crisis, the crime crisis, some of the things going on for policy-wise, if we put just as much effort and energy into solving the real issues in this country as they put into trying to woke virtue signal, trying to appeal to a certain crowd of people, okay, we wouldn't have any of these problems in this country. But it seems to me that the Democrat Party, again, they put more time and effort into this type of stuff than they put into anything else, right? Imagine all the thought that went into going into this meeting saying, hey, you know what? How can we make sure that we can woke virtue signal in the best way possible, right? How can we do that? Oh, we will introduce ourselves using our pronouns, okay? I will describe how I look and what I'm wearing, right? And that I'm a black woman or whatever, right? That is literally the thought that they put into meetings like this. But they won't put that same effort, right, into actually trying to solve the problems that are plaguing this country. They're not going to, right? So don't sit here and try to tell me, well, it's about the visually impaired. It's not about the visually impaired. If it was about the visually impaired, they would do this every meeting the same way they try to facilitate the hearing impaired. They literally just did this as a way to woke virtue signal. That's all it is. That's all it is. And again, every single time one of these progressives, they come out here and they do mental gymnastics to make excuses for the Democrats, they embarrass themselves just like the Democrats are embarrassing themselves. Because you can't defend this. It is indefensible. It's stupid, and we know exactly what it is. We know what it is. So just call it what it is, man. Just call it what it is. You ain't got to defend everything they do, right? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.